They labeled him hype. They reduced him to a surname, not a quarterback. They predicted the NFL would humble him in minutes. Then the lights flared in Charlotte, the pocket collapsed, and Shedeur Sanders etched his name into pro football lore. In his first half of NFL action, Shedeur faced a ferocious Carolina defense, a league brimming with skeptics, and the heavy expectations tied to a last name that draws endless scrutiny. His answer? Poise under pressure, surgical precision, and 2 pinpoint touchdown passes to Caden Davis that silenced the noise. By the time the second quarter ended, the critics were left grasping for new talking points. This wasn't about a name. It was about flawless ball placement, unshakable calm, and the kind of control that transforms a preseason debut into a full-blown quarterback conversation. Think this is just August hype? Picture this. If Shedeur had stumbled, would social media have stayed quiet? Or would it have exploded with hot takes? Exactly. Let's dive into how Shedeur Sanders rewrote the narrative, turned doubters into believers, and made QB1 feel less like a long shot and more like a matter of time. Before we break down the game, a quick shout out. Our Shedeur Sanders jersey giveaway is live and bigger than ever. We're giving away 5 authentic jerseys to celebrate his electrifying debut, up from 4 because nights like this deserve extra love. Winners will be announced on August 21st, and trust us, you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned for a video dropping soon with the sign-up link to secure your entry and get the latest updates from Gridiron Central. Plus, we're throwing in exclusive behind-the-scenes content for subscribers, so hit that subscribe button and join the community. Thank you for rocking with us. Now let's get back to the field. The Cleveland Browns made a bold move, trading up to snag Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, pick 144. Not a first-round coronation, not a franchise savior tag, just a chance, at least according to the loudest voices. They pegged him as a project, a gadget player, maybe a name to sell jerseys. Some even whispered he'd be a gimmick, not a game changer. Then training camp kicked off and the reality check arrived. Joe Flacco, the veteran anchor, was set to stabilize the quarterback room. Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel were grabbing early reps, leaving Shedeur to battle not just coverages, but the weight of preconceptions. Injuries changed the game. Hamstrings sidelined Pickett and Gabriel, thrusting Shedeur into the Week 1 preseason start, with Tyler Huntley as backup and Flacco watching from the sideline in a ball cap. This wasn't a golden ticket, it was a high-stakes audition with a ticking clock. In the NFL, reps are currency and the tape decides who cashes in. Shedeur didn't need a hype machine, he needed a stage, and in Charlotte, he owned it. The opening series played right into the defense's hands. Conservative calls, a crowded pocket, and a clean punt. That's the moment young quarterbacks can shrink overthinking, forcing throws, or losing their rhythm, but chaos struck the other side first. Carolina's return team fumbled, and the Browns pounced on the ball at the Panthers' 10-yard line. Short field red zone, no room to hide. This is where narratives are born or buried. Does a rookie flinch and float a pass into coverage? Or does he trust his preparation, plant his feet, and fire? Shedeur chose the latter. Cleveland dialed up a play that demanded mobility and precision over raw power. He rolled out, squared his shoulders, and delivered a textbook throw. 7 yards later, the scoreboard flashed and the stadium buzzed. In August, opportunity doesn't knock twice. Shedeur didn't just answer, he kicked the door down. That moment was just the start. You can't fake a throw from the far hash on a rollout, and Shedeur's first touchdown was a clinic. His footwork stayed compact, his release lightning quick, and the ball landed where only Caden Davis could haul it in. That's not adrenaline, that's craft. It's the fine line between a feel-good story and a quarterback built for the NFL. Rewatch the tape. His eyes lock onto the flat defender, hold the coverage for a split second, then slice the ball through a narrowing window. That's high-level processing, patience under fire, and a refusal to let the moment speed him up. That throw sent a message to the sideline, the coaches, and every living room tuned in. Shedeur Sanders isn't here to sightsee, he's here to run the show. It also forced Carolina's defense to rethink their plan. Stacking the box and daring him to beat tight windows? Good luck, he just did. One play doesn't rewrite a story, but a drive can. What followed was a statement. 5 plays, 60 yards, with Shedeur operating like a veteran, running a 2-minute drill. The highlight reel moment? A 30-yard rainbow thrown on the move dropped perfectly into Lake Floria's hands for a one-handed snag down the right sideline. That's arm talent syncing with rhythm, off-platform footwork turning into a weapon, not a crutch. Carolina adjusted, tightening their splits in the red zone to choke off his first read. Shedeur didn't blink. He worked through his progressions, stayed composed, and found Caden Davis again, this time from 12 yards out for another score. No reliance on brute force, just nerve control and precision. That drive didn't just put Cleveland ahead, it left Carolina scrambling and sent every draft skeptic from April back to the drawing board. You don't stumble into a series like that, you command it. When a rookie owns drives in August, the ripple effects are real. Coaches lean forward, depth charts get second looks, and teammates feel the energy shift. The halftime numbers told a clear story. 11 of 18 for 103 yards, 2 touchdowns plus 19 yards on the ground, with the Browns leading 14-7. That's not a sugar rush, it's sustained execution across multiple series. The ball came out on time, the red zone didn't faze him, and pressure met fluid movement, not panic. If you tuned in expecting wild scrambles or risky heroics, you saw something better. A quarterback managing chaos with clean, repeatable mechanics. That's the difference between an August spark and a September starter. Yes, it's preseason, but that argument swings both ways. If Shedeur had misfired or thrown into traffic, the headlines would have screamed overmatched. Critics don't get to dismiss success just because it doesn't fit their narrative. Meanwhile, the internet was ablaze. Defying Sanders, a Hall of Famer who knows a thing or two about stealing the spotlight, posted "Yes Law Yes" as Shedeur's first touchdown hit the end zone, then doubled down with "Oh yay, what now?" and Coach Prime after the second. That's not just a proud dad, that's a legend saying, "Pay attention." LeBron James amplified the moment, praising Shedeur's composure and dismantling the just preseason excuse. Success matters as much as failure would've. Those posts aren't fluff, they're pressure absorbers pulling the conversation from echo chambers to the mainstream, where coaches face questions and film rooms turn plays into teaching tape. The impact goes beyond likes and retweets. It resonates in the huddle. Players sense when momentum shifts, and tonight it wore number 12. Shedeur gave Cleveland a spark to rally around, and the city felt it. Strip away the hype, and it's about quarterbacking, crisp timing on short routes, layered touch on deep balls, red zone control, and footwork that holds steady under pressure. That's grown man football. It's also a cultural moment. A young black quarterback dismissed as a marketing product stepped into his first NFL half and answered with craft, not chaos. Too often, labels like flashy or brand overshadow terms like composed or student for players like him. Shedeur rewrote the script. He didn't need circus scrambles to earn his spot, just decisive throws, steady eyes, and tape that demands respect. Forget the lazy narratives. Coaches don't grade tweets, they grade footwork, vision, and ball placement. On a night built to expose him, Shedeur turned doubters' words into fuel and let his performance lead the way. This wasn't just a debut, it was a cultural shift. Shedeur's poise challenged stereotypes that often cling to young black quarterbacks, where athletic gets weaponized over cerebral. His game was a masterclass in discipline, reading defenses, working progressions, and delivering throws that traveled with purpose. Every play was a reminder that talent transcends labels, and Shedeur's tape is now a blueprint for what's possible when preparation meets opportunity. So what's next for the Browns? Officially, it's all about process. Coaches love that word. Unofficially, reps are the lifeblood of a quarterback room, and Shedeur just earned a bigger share. Joe Flacco still holds the QB1 crown with his veteran savvy and Super Bowl pedigree. Pickett and Gabriel will return as their injuries heal, and Tyler Huntley adds depth as a reliable insurance policy. But after 2 clean, commanding touchdown drives, Shedeur's forcing a second look. Expect more first-rate throws in practice, more play-action designs to test his mobility, and more opportunities to prove his deep ball accuracy and red zone composure are no fluke. He doesn't need to be the Week 1 starter tonight. He needed to be undeniable enough to shape tomorrow's depth chart. Mission accomplished. If Shedeur strings together 2 more outings like this in August, the Browns' quarterback room won't just feel crowded. It'll feel like a legitimate competition he can win. Not because of his last name, but because of his tape. August is designed to strip away the shiny stories and expose the truth. Tonight, the truth was undeniable. Shedeur Sanders didn't sell hope, he delivered execution. He turned a shaky start into commanding drives, a gifted field position into a pro-level strike, and a 2-minute drill into a signature moment. He dropped a highlight reel deep ball and hit the same target twice, like a veteran. The stats were clean, the poise was unshakable, and the locker room took notice. So when someone shrugs and says it's only preseason, call it what it is, a weak excuse for a stale take. If this is the floor for a 5th-round rookie in his first NFL snaps, imagine the ceiling when the playbook expands, the reps pile up, and the chemistry with receivers like Caden Davis and Lake Floria crystallizes. In Charlotte, the doubters went silent, and the tape roared QB. This is Gridiron Central, your home for unfiltered NFL analysis. Smash that like button, subscribe for more, and stay locked in for the latest updates as we roll through the preseason. Let's keep the conversation going.